Going live. Come on. Alright, I'm on. Alright, guys. Well, after a disastrous start to where some shit went down, pardon my language, but anyway, we're going to try this again. We're just going to skip the week 1 review. We're just going to go right to the week 2 preview. Anyway. So, after a week 1 that saw a few upsets, but not very many upsets, not too many changes in the top 25, that leads us into week 2, where we have the week 2 top 25 games, and I did add the SEC games from week 2. Before I go over the games with Baz and Jesse, because Lauren is not in the talk show for this week, don't know why she didn't join, but I'm not going to ask. Lauren's picks ended up going 23-6. Jesse's picks went 26-3. Baz went 26-3, and I went 25-4 out of the 29 games that were played. This week we have a total of 27 games, I believe. No, 28. Yeah, 28. Okay, my bad. Yeah, 28 games this week. The first game on this list is Cincinnati and Ohio State. Me, Jesse, actually debated this a little bit a couple of days ago, but Jesse, what do you think?
Ohio State.
Okay. I want to go with Cincinnati so bad because Ohio State played like shit in that second half against Florida Atlantic. But I'm going to give Ohio State the benefit of the doubt. But they better not lose, or I am never picking Ohio State again. Baz, who do you got?
Ohio State.
Good pick, Baz. That's a smart man.
It's a great pick.
Great pick indeed.
It's a great pick when you're tired.
Anyway, next game we have is Michigan versus Army. Honestly, I'm going to go with Michigan. I picked my Big Ten champion. That was going to be Michigan, so no reason to think they won't win this game.
Michigan's a 22.5-point favorite. I'm going Michigan. Sebastian?
I hate to say it. No, I'm just kidding. Michigan.
All right, Rutgers.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, Rutgers versus Iowa.
Excuse me, it's Rutgers. Thank you very much. Get your facts right, kid.
Anyway.
I'm going Iowa.
Damn.
I'm going Iowa as well.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Rutgers.
Yep, you're stupid.
Am I?
There's one loss.
Yep, because I was picked by 20.
You do realize we had some big upsets last week. Name.
It don't matter.
Georgia State beating Tennessee is not an upset.
No, it's not.
It kind of is when you look at it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We could bring up Louisiana almost beat Mississippi State.
Yep, we sure can.
Okay. You do realize Mississippi State has lost games where they should have won.
Yep, sure have. They lost South Alabama.
All right, well, let's go to the next game, Mark.
Anyway, yeah, next game, Syracuse and Maryland.
I'm going to take the orange of Syracuse, who comes in. Maryland is a 1.5-point favorite in this game, Bez.
I have no idea where you're getting your halves from. Maryland's favored by 2.
That's not what I'm seeing. The over-under is 58.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go Syracuse in this game by 7.
But I'm going to go with Syracuse by 3.
All right.
Good pick, Baz.
All right, next game is Northern Illinois and Utah.
Utah by 35.
I don't know about 35, but I'm about to go with Utah.
Well, they're favored by 21.5.
Well, Baz, who you got?
The Utah.
Okay, good pick, Baz.
Okay, a big game of conversation. Texas A&M and Clemson.
Clemson.
Well, I thought it was going to be a big topic of conversation, but apparently not. Unanimous again.
Who the hell are you picking, Mark?
Clemson. I thought you were going to pick Texas A&M.
No, never said that.
Could have sworn you did when we were talking the PS4 party earlier, but I digress.
No, I said it's a good game.
Oh.
It's a top 15 game. That's what I said.
Central Michigan and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, no doubt. Nebraska and Colorado.
Nebraska.
Well, damn.
Nebraska.
Alabama versus New Mexico.
Alabama.
Hey.
Alabama.
All right, could you let me finish the damn game before you pick it?
No.
Not really.
Alabama's favored by 56.
They're probably gonna win by 56.
Maybe.
Or worse.
If Tua throws for 336 again, they'll probably win it by 50.
Georgia versus Murray State.
Murray State. No, I'm just playing. Georgia.
How about to say Georgia?
You know, Jesse, I really like Murray State in this game.
I think they've got a great offense.
Yeah, I think they'll score maybe 3 or 7 points, but I've got to go with the Bulldogs of Georgia.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that they're going to get a touchdown there late after Georgia puts the damn 8th grade in.
Right. Northern Colorado versus Washington State.
Washington State.
Washington State.
Damn, I just shit myself.
Oh, well, thank you for the interesting information, Baz.
No, that was rough.
Can I watch?
Smells like a cat died.
Man.
Anyway, South Dakota and Oklahoma.
South Dakota.
Are you serious, or are you actually...
Fuck no, I'm
Oklahoma.
not serious. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Jalen Hurts had 603 total yards by himself the other night against a nobody. Now that they're playing an even bigger nobody that nobody would beat by 30, they're going to beat them by 65.
Hey, Jesse, I went to Walmart today. You know what they got in the daggone Alabama shirt section?
What's that?
They got freaking Oklahoma shirts.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Next game, UCF, Florida Atlantic.
UCF.
This is going to be a very close game. Florida Atlantic hung in there with Ohio State. I think Ohio State's a better team than UCF. I think UCF is going to be on their heels in this game, but I think they pull away and win from anywhere from 13 to 20 points in this football game. Back to you, Baz.
Hey, Jesse, I got to tell you one thing. I picked UCF, but I like Florida Atlantic's chances here. Lane Kiffin has changed that program around.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think they're
he's
gonna
from
score-
Alabama.
And I think they're going to score about 14 points in this game.
You know, I think they can maybe even hit 17 with a good kick from the field goal kicker.
Speaking of kickers, Alabama still missed it. It's a shame.
Well,
All right, next question.
Well, yeah. LSU versus Texas.
LSU.
Texas.
LSU.
I'm just playing LSU. Texas will play them
If you
close,
dare-
but this isn't the Georgia Bulldog team that we're talking about crying because they lost to Alabama. This is the LSU Tigers that normally start the season off hot
You know, Jesse,
and
I
then
like
fall in early November to the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Jesse, I like Texas now. They got those Longhorns, and they sure know how to use those Longhorns, but the Tiger always strikes back.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Tulane versus Auburn.
Auburn.
Auburn. Hate to say it, but Auburn.
Auburn's coming off of a big 21-point outburst. They outscored Oregon 21-0 in the final 17 minutes and 27 seconds of that game last Saturday night. I think Bo Nix, now that he's playing a little high school team out of Louisiana, has no problem throwing for probably 4 touchdowns here and probably running for another one. And they beat Tulane. I'll even give you a score prediction of 55-10.
Fair enough. Tennessee Martin versus Florida.
Tennessee Martin.
Florida.
You're actually going with that, Bass?
I like Tennessee Martin's chances.
To score a touchdown.
They're going to score a touchdown and maybe a field goal to make it 10 points. But you know what? It's all about that Gator chomp. It's called the Florida Gators, buddy.
Yeah, boy. Florida Gators.
And I'm going with the Gators.
It's a good pick, Baz.
It's a great pick. Wonderful season. I'm ready to go to bed.
Anyway, Penn State versus Buffalo.
Penn State.
Easy.
I think Penn State, they're living off the legend of Joe Paterno. They're living off of their national championship back in 1974. And I think they play really well in this game and go 2-0 before they lose 3 conference games and find themselves in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Again. Oregon versus Nevada.
Oregon.
I think Oregon bounces back after a tough week last week at Auburn. That's the second year in a row they've blown a double-digit lead. You remember a couple of years ago, 38-17 against Stanford. Stanford comes back and wins it in overtime.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, you want to know a
Mhm.
true fact? I'm glad to see Oregon still got their logo of how many national championships they've won.
Michigan
They
State.
do.
Michigan State versus Western
Michigan State. Michigan State, easily.
Well, you know, that Western Michigan team, you remember a couple of years ago, they went 12-0. They were the non-Power 5 best team. They played Wisconsin in a bowl game and got beat by 7. But they're going to lose this game to Michigan State.
All right, next game, Washington versus California.
Washington, my pick to win the Pac-12 championship, I believe will beat California. California's not good for anything besides earthquakes and pretty girls.
Of course, you'd bring that up, but you are right.
I like Washington. I really do.
I really do. Yes.
But
Yes.
I know one thing's for sure. Cal's going to score some touchdowns.
I
But it
think
ain't
this is
enough to seal the deal.
Indeed.
Washington's going to win the ball game.
Indeed they are. They're going to win it by 17.
All right, last game of the top 25, Stanford versus USC.
USC will win that football game.
I am going to disagree with you. It is going to be Stanford who wins the football game. And I will get that pick right and prove y'all wrong.
Baz, who'd you pick?
I hate to say it, but the Cardinals of Stanford are not going to win the ball game. USC.
I can't wait to prove both of y'all wrong.
Or as I
All right.
like to call a ripoff of Summerton Christian is going to win the ball game.
No. Oh, Baz, if they were Summerton Christian, they'd go 0-10 and lose every game 55-6.
You're right. You're right.
Hell, we could beat Summoning Christian if that's the case.
I mean, or not. Mark Caledonia could beat Summerton Christian. There's not many teams that can't beat Summerton Christian. I could go get 10 random ass people that are 50 years old and can't run a damn slant. We could beat Summerton Christian.
Facts.
Damn. All right, so SEC games: Southern Miss versus Mississippi State.
Mississippi State by 2 touchdowns.
I will go with Mississippi State, and that's not just me being biased. That's just me saying Mississippi State is better than Southern Miss.
Unfortunately, I've got to go with Southern Miss. They're going to score some touchdowns. I ain't going to lie. But Mississippi State, they're a little bit better, so I'm going to go with the Bulldogs on this one. And maybe they won't let me down because, I mean, it is Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It is hard to bet on Mississippi State. They win the games they're not supposed to win, and then they don't win the games they're supposed to win.
That's a big lie, Mark. They haven't beat LSU or Alabama in a while.
I'm just saying. Remember? Anyway, Missouri versus West Virginia.
West Virginia.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. Missouri got beat by Wyoming, and that was a shock to me. I'm going to have to go with West Virginia. Missouri just doesn't have it.
Here we go again. It's down to me.
Hey, when you go back and edit this, every time I cuss, will you bleep it out? Can you do that? You know how to do
West
that?
Virginia.
I don't know if I could do that, but
West Virginia goes in the ball game 1-0. Missouri is 0-1.
But remember, y'all, West Virginia beat an FCS school 20-13. Not an impressive win.
But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to prove you wrong. Missouri, or as I like to call 'em, Misery, is gonna win.
Alright, next game, Charleston Southern versus South Carolina.
Charleston Southern will lose this football game.
I like Charleston Southern in this game. I ain't gonna lie. They're gonna score a couple points, but it's okay because the Gamecocks of South Carolina is gonna put about 50 up on them. So it's okay. It's okay, Charleston Southern. You got next year to prove your point.
Alright, Vanderbilt versus Purdue.
Purdue
He's
easily.
gonna beat Vandy.
Well, I'm glad we agree on something for once. Purdue will win this football game. BYU versus Tennessee.
BYU is gonna win.
Tennessee might score a few points. But
Here you
B-
go.
but-
Here you go, copy and Baz. Had to know it was gonna happen at some point.
Anyway,
Yeah, you know how it's gonna be.
so anyway, BYU is going to win this game by 4 touchdowns.
You're fucking stupid.
Am I?
you indeed you are.
We shall see.
It's back down to me again. A matchup that's gonna be interesting.
You're telling me a BYU team that lost to the 14th ranked team in the country by 18 is gonna lose to a Tennessee team that got fucking beat?
I said BYU
By
would
Georgia
win by
State.
4 touchdowns, dude.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't like being wrong, but I'm sorry.
Another good matchup, BYU and Tennessee.
A good matchup. You're telling me a team that
good
lost to the number
matchup.
14th
A
ranked team in
good
the country by
matchup.
18
A good matchup
playing
to
a
see
team
who's
that
gonna
lost to
make
a
it.
nobody, a little high school team off Interstate 83 in
Somebody
Georgia.
kick this little piece of shit out of here. I can't even talk.
Team? Are you kidding me?
A good game right here.
It's not
It's
going to be a good game.
a good game for dinner, my God. If you ain't got no other good games on, it's a good game for dinner.
It's a good game to see who's going to go 6-6
But
and play in the
unfortunately-
Independence Bowl.
But unfortunately,
Don't you pick Tennessee?
I've got to go with the Volunteers of
No, you're fucking
Tennessee.
stupid.
Wow,
B-
Laz.
BYU scores 41 first downs in this game. That's almost impossible, actually.
Alright, Eastern Michigan versus Kentucky Wildcats.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky.
That little high school team off the interstate of Detroit's not going to beat them tonight.
Last game, Arkansas versus Ole Miss.
Ole Miss wins that game.
Ole Miss will win
Oh.
by 3 touchdowns.
Here you go being stupid again, Mark.
I've got to give it to the
Oh,
Razorbacks.
shit, never mind. I picked Arkansas. I'm sorry.
So you're actually
Arkansas
going
is
to pick
gonna-
Arkansas? Really?
I am. Yeah.
You're picking
I've got-
Arkansas, a team that barely beat Portland State, who is trash.
You know who
All right,
else is
Mark,
trash?
and you know when the last
Mississippi
time
State.
Memphis made it to a bowl game?
Not that long ago, Jesse.
Do you know when the last time Memphis played in a game that meant something? I forgot, Baz. Memphis made it to a bowl game last year because we went and watched them.
Yep.
So, Bass, who do you
Memphis.
got?
I'll give it to the Razorbacks. They came off a win last week. I hate to say it, they're going to get their first loss this weekend. Ole Miss is obviously better than Mississippi State
Wait a
And
damn minute.
and is the only team worth the flip in Mississippi is going to win this ball game.
For the record, I'm just going to say this. Mississippi State will easily beat the mess out of Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl and
Hey,
prove
Mark,
them
Well,
wrong.
Mark,
Hey, Mark,
I'm just
hey,
saying,
hey,
if we're
hey,
going
hey,
off Auburn
Jesse.
logic, Auburn logic, Memphis, who beat Ole Miss, would beat the dog shit out of Louisiana, who barely lost to Mississippi State.
Hey, hey
If
Jesse.
we're going off
Hey,
Auburn
Jesse,
logic,
you want to make a proven fact?
what? Mississippi State will probably never beat Alabama again.
Ole Miss has never lost to South Alabama. Just keep that in mind.
Of course, you would have to bring that one up. But we have lost
well, Mark-
to South Alabama before, so I can't argue that point, unfortunately.
Mark, Alabama's lost to Louisiana Monroe before, and then the next year they went to the fucking Sugar Bowl and the SEC championship.
Wasn't that the first year you guys got Nick Saban, if I remember correctly?
No, the first year we got Nick Saban, we went like fucking 7-5.
Ah.
Because that's the last year that Mississippi State beat us. Because they got some bullshit. It was like 12-10 or 17-10 because y'all were ass.
Yeah, well, we should have beaten y'all in 2014, but we couldn't do it, so we're not
You're
gonna
You're telling me in 2014 when you guys were down 20-0 most of the game that y'all were supposed to beat us. Is what you're telling me.
But going into the game, we were supposed to beat you.
No, because y'all hadn't played anybody. Mark, y'all won't beat Alabama again for the next 15 seasons.
I'm gonna laugh.
Wouldn't
when
even
we
say
do, but
15.
We'll see. Anyway, so those
I could
are-
go get a bitch pregnant tomorrow and she could have a kid. And by the time that kid gets his 12th grade year of high school, Alabama's still not going to have lost to Mississippi State.
Anyway, guys, so that's going to do it for our Week 2 picks. As you see, we mainly picked the same, but we do have a few differences. Lawrence picks will be... I'll find a way to reveal Lawrence picks later, I guess. That being said, Melsky Shard signing off from Week 2 picks. And we will start doing these talk shows on Tuesday, I believe is the plan, right? Tuesdays? Jesse, I was waiting for a confirmation. Alright, apparently Jesse's not going to give me a confirmation. And everyone just left the Facebook call. Alright. Anyway, so I guess that is going to do it. Melsky Shark signing off. Like I said, these talk shows will be happening on Tuesday. From now on, at least that's the plan. So, look for these done on Tuesday. Melsky Shark signing off.
All right, I'm back.
Same.